Master Bailiff.
You're new here, aren't you? Welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sylvester is my name. I got here just this very day and came looking for you right away. I heard you was looking for handy tradesmen, see?
True, but it depends what you can do.
I'm a baker, sir, and if I may be so bold, one of the best there is.
Good. We don't have a baker yet. So, tell me something about yourself.
I'll tell you, Master Bailiff, but only on one condition. That what I say will remain only between the two of us till Judgment Day.
Well, I must say that's a surprise. But yes, I swear on my honour as bailiff.
All right, then. I can see you're a worthy man. Your name precedes you. I'll be straight with you. I know this village very well, seeing as how I was here not long ago. That is, until you and Sir Radzik and his men came and cleared the place out.
What, you were here? With the bandits?
I was only serving them as cook and baker, like, but soon as I saw your lot coming, I took to my heels in a hurry. I never robbed nor hurt nobody. I needed work, and them bandits paid well. After all, a man's got to make a living somehow, and them wasn't the kind of fellas you says no to.
I see. So you were with Runt's band. Might someone recognise you?
Far as I know, anyone who'd know my face is dead. Some thanks to you, sir.
If word got out that I was hiding a bandit from the law...
I'd rather give myself up than get you or anyone else into trouble. All I'm after is to start an honest life again.
Fair enough. Since you came clean, I'll trust you and keep your secret. You're hired.
Thank you, sir. You won't regret it, I promise you.
I don't know you. What's the trouble?
I'm not from here, but you know my man Raspberry, they call him? He came here to work as a woodcutter.
You come to join him? Welcome.
On the contrary, sir. I came here to take him away.
Take him away? Why?
Sir, he went off and left me alone with the young one. And now work's mounting up at home. The roof needs fixing, the barn is falling apart. I begged him to come home, but he won't hear of it. Says the child isn't his.
Does he? And, is it?
Mother of God, sir. Of course it is. I'm a respectable woman.
So what's to stop you from staying here?
I would, only my old mother is sick and she'd never survive the journey. She don't care much for Raspberry, but they'll soon get over it.
Are you married?
No, the scoundrel wouldn't marry me, but I'll soon see to that, if you'll only let him go.
I've decided. Raspberry stays. There's no proof it's his child.
What? Are you calling me a slut? How dare you? And you call yourself a fucking bailiff? By Christ, you're nothing but a...
Take her away. What's the matter here?
This bitch here tried to kill me. Have her clapped in the stocks where she belongs.
That's not true, Master Bailiff, sir. He got drunk, like he always does, and ate who knows what kind of slop somewhere.
You know very well what it was what poisoned me. You're trying to get rid of me and don't think I don't know it.
Enough. One at a time. Tell me what happened. What makes you think she tried to poison you?
She hates me. She wants to put me in the ground and then take the farm. I can see it in her eyes. She's just wishing for the day I'm dead. But she'll never see it, because I'll throw her out on her ear.
Throw me out? From my own home? You useless ale-swilling pig. Have you forgotten who got you a roof over your head?
Just look at her, sir. You can see for yourself what a harpy she is. I came home after 1 or 2 ales at the tavern, ate my supper, what was left on the table for me, and went to bed. And in the morning, I woke up with my guts in agony. My head was on fire. I thought my last hour had come. If it wasn't for the old herb woman, she'd already have me in the ground.
Have you forgotten the part about battering me and throwing up in the doorway?
Shut your mouth, you whore.
Quiet. Good wife, tell me your side of the story.
Sir, that beast is good for nothing but drinking away my dowry with his cronies. If he puts his hand to a flail at all, it's only to beat me with it. We were thrown out of the farm near Ledechko that I got as a dowry, because this fool let it go to ruin and got us into debt too.
They threw us out because you wouldn't back me up to the bailiff.
Because I couldn't hold my head up if I lied to cover your useless arse.
That's got nothing to do with you poisoning me.
He boozes from morning till night and beats me. Says I don't take good enough care of him. And all he does is sit on his arse expecting me to run around cooking and cleaning for him. And now he wants to drive me out of the village, saying I tried to kill him. What would I do then?
Tell me about how you were poisoned, as you claim.
I came home, and there was a bowl of cabbage soup and a pitcher of wine on the table. So I had it and went to bed. I woke up in the early hours and had to run to the outhouse. Spewing from both ends I was. I was burning up so much you could light a torch off me. And this witch here laughing up her sleeve. She wouldn't even call the herb woman for me.
If I had to call the herb woman every time you get boozed up, she might as well move in with us.
When I was writhing in agony on the ground, I heard her say clear as day, "Ha! You got what was coming to you."
Is that true?
No, he's lying.
What do you think happened, good wife?
Nothing what hasn't been 100 times before. He was crooked as a bishop again, and I could already hear him in the courtyard, retching and spewing. I had his supper waiting on the table, because otherwise there'd be hell to pay. Only there's no pleasing the pig. Where's the meat? And what have you. And when I told him God's honest truth that there's no meat, 'cause he drank all our money away, he laid into me like a madman.
One slap was all you got. What was less than you deserved for your evil tongue?
I ran off and hid in the barn till he'd calmed down. When I could hear him snoring like a pig, I came inside again. After a while he started throwing up and he was spewing till dawn. Who knows what he ate when he was boozed up? Or it was the booze itself done it.
And what about the herb woman?
I went for her in the end. 3 groschen I had to give her for some wormwood potion. I could have done that myself for nothing. And then he claimed I poisoned him.
Now, I've heard enough. Now, there was no poisoning as far as I can see. What goes on between the two of you is your own sorry affair. I'm done here.
What? You'll let that bitch get away with it?
I've had quite enough of the pair of you. Go and take it up with the priest. Dismissed.
Master Bailiff.
Ah, Master Baker. What is it?
Folk are saying the baker, Sylvester, is giving short weight.
Nonsense. I weigh every loaf again right in front of the customer if they ask for it.
That seems sensible. What's the problem then, Marius?
Well, the price was originally set for bigger loaves.
Well, true, they're smaller now, but they weigh just as much.
I can't deny it. I checked the weight myself.
Well, what are you putting in the bread? Lead?
Just flour from the wheat you ordered. Though I'm damned if I know why I'm baking white bread for folk that are used to eating even acorns.
How do you weigh the bread?
On the scales I brought here, how else?
And why do you think they're accusing you?
There's always folk like that. Nothing but gall, it is.
I've decided. We'll get municipal scales, then the villagers can check the weight whenever they have doubts.
But that's not necessary, Master Bailiff. My customers can check the weight on my scales whenever they want. Besides, good scales don't come cheap.
True enough. The mechanism itself is nothing complicated. But casting precise weights according to the original in Talmberg is no easy matter.
We made scales in Skalitz. Maybe I can help with that.
Are you sure?
Aye. Me and Pa forged scales for weighing silver. That's got to be a lot more precise than for a loaf of bread.
Excellent. I'm all for it.
Sacre.
There's another unpleasant matter for you to handle.
Nothing too terrible, I hope.
That's for you to decide, Master Bailiff. As you know, the woods and everything in them belong to our liege lord. He gave you the right to make use of them. But as far as I know, no one else is allowed to hunt there.
Let me guess. Some of our fold are putting game on their tables from our woods, and I have to deal with them.
Just so. A case like this ought to be judged by his lordship himself, but I fear Sir Divish might be a little too strict in this matter.
So what are my options?
You can hand the poachers over to justice, let them off with a warning, or, of course, one can always turn a blind eye and leave it in the hands of God. What's your decision?
We'll turn a blind eye. The people here are poor, and a bit of game on their tables keeps the wolf from the door.
I'm sure the people will love you for it, though I doubt Sir Divish will share their feelings if he finds out. As you wish. We have a problem with water. That is, with the stream. With the, use of the stream.
The stream? What seems to be the trouble?
Sir, they won't let me have a shit.
What's that?
Your locator here won't let people go for a shit.
God give me strength.
Master Locator, would you be so kind as to cast some light on the matter?
I never forbade anyone to defecate. It's not something that can be prohibited anyway.
You did so.
All I asked was that people did their business further downstream. After all, we don't want our water supply contaminated. It could cause disease.
What kind of disease?
Digestive disorders, fever, even death.
Ah, what a load of nonsense. We always poured our shit out right there on the road. They even do that in Prague, for what I've heard. What else would they do with it?
Is it true about Prague?
Admittedly, in many cases, yes. But often there's no other option. The wealthier citizens have a latrine in their courtyard which they empty out whenever necessary. The common folk do empty their chamber pots on the streets.
See now.
But it's also said that if the Turks ever try to attack Prague, it's the stink that will hold them back, not the walls.
What do you suggest, Master Marius?
Let the people answer the call of nature at least 100 feet downstream from the village.
What? That far? What if I get the runs? I'd shit myself before getting there.
I've decided. Defecating will only be allowed at least 100 feet from the village.
But, sir...
A wise decision, Henry.
Well, at least we have permission to go and shit again. I'll go and tell the fellas we can go to the stream. It's been a tough few days.
You mean you haven't been since... No, don't say it. I don't even want to know.
Mother of God, what do I do without those fabrics? Good day, Master Bailiff.
God be with you. What's the trouble?
Lame Agatha, that old crone who lives on the edge of the village.
What's she done to you?
Well, I thought you should know. She's getting mixed up in the herbwoman's trade and selling folk all kinds of ointments and potions.
What's wrong with that?
It's all a swindle and a cheat. She ought to be burned as a witch.
I'm not going to waste my time on such nonsense.
I thought you'd be concerned for the folk in your own village, but it seems I was wrong. Good day, then.
Fighting again, are you? What's it this time?
Ruch is a filthy, thieving magpie.
This bastard is a fucking liar.
No, you can insult each other in your own time, not mine. What happened?
As you know, Master Bailiff, I've got a daughter, and this Ruch here has a son. And like you'd expect, the son is as much of a beast as his old man. He put a belly on my girl, and then turned his back on her.
A likely tale, you lying scoundrel. We're a decent, honest family, sir. But that daughter of his, nothing but a whore, she is. She seduced my son. And what's more, this thieving bastard stole my cow, too.
Enough swearing. One at a time, and settle down. What's this about stealing a cow?
When that no-good son of his wouldn't do the right thing by my daughter, Ruch here agreed in the end to give me a cow as compensation for her honour.
And I did. Only then, that slut ran off with some minstrel. Where's the honour in that? And besides, it could be anyone's brat she's carrying.
Tell me more about your daughter.
Pretty as a picture, and a good lass, though a little flighty. She had her head turned by that coxcomb, and he put her in the family way, and then he wouldn't marry her. And who else would take her with a youngster? So we agreed on a cow in compensation.
That much is true. Only, I'm sure you'll agree, Master Bailiff, where there's no honour to lose, there's nothing to compensate. A girl that runs off with some wandering jester.
What could she do when she couldn't show her face in public? That's what you paid for.
What about this son of yours?
Well, he ain't the brightest star in the sky, but he's a kind soul and a good worker. That slut of a daughter of Lumir's got him all worked up, got herself pregnant, and then broke his heart. I talked him out of marrying her myself, because I'd rather give this bastard my best cow than my son.
I won't listen to this. That boy is a simpleton and a brute. And for sure, my daughter never went with him of her own free will.
I wanted no more to do with Lumir or his damned daughter, so I agreed to the compensation instead of marriage. And no sooner was the deal done than the slut ran off. And I want my cow back.
You'll get nothing. A deal is a deal. It's your fault I've lost my one and only daughter.
I've heard enough to know how things really stand. A bargain is a bargain, whatever unforeseen may happen. The cow belongs to Lumir.
Thank you, sir. I never doubted your wisdom.
You call that justice? I won't stay another minute in a village where the bailiff takes a hand in daylight robbery.
God be with you.
How's it going, fellas?
Well, Master Bailiff, well. But I speak for all of us when I ask, what's to become of all this timber we've logged?
True. It is piling up. The thing is, we've no plans to build anything big just now.
That means we'll be out of work. What are we to live on?
Don't worry, you'll have work enough. We'll sell the timber. Besides, we'll need to clear the woods even more to expand in the future. Have a word with the merchant. He'll arrange to have the timber hauled away and sold. You have my permission for that.
Thank you, sir. We'll do as you say.
Bad news, I'm afraid, Master Bailiff. Very bad news.
That makes a change. Well, out with it. What happened?
2 wagons that were on the way here with grain and fodder supplies were ambushed by a band of Cumans. The wagoners escaped by the skin of their teeth, but the supplies are gone.
Ugh, damn it. That is bad news.
Worse than bad. Those were supplies for the whole year, and we won't be able to replace them. Things are hard enough as it is. Sir Divish had to lower his quota for Townburg just to let us have it.
So we've no grain for the baker, no fodder for the stables?
I'm afraid not, Henry. We're left with only two options, one as bad as the other. Either we can go cap in hand asking for more, and look like incompetent fools. And anyway, we'd be lucky to get any.
Not too appealing, I must say. And the second option?
There's still a few sacks of grain in the labourers' camp, but they bought it themselves. We could requisition it, but it would make us rather unpopular. Not just with them. It's for you to decide as bailiff.
We'll order another delivery. They sent one, they'll surely send another.
I fear they'll send us nothing but mouldy dregs from the bottom of the barrel.
Can't be helped. We'll just have to make do. See to it.